I'm joined by Prime Minister Matteo Renzi of Italy for the big interview. Prime Minister, thank you very much indeed for being with us. Welcome to Davos. I start by asking you about the reform process which you've embarked on in Italy, very important political and economic reform. You had some success yesterday, got, I think, approved some banking reform, so you've made some progress there. But it's a very small start, I think we can agree. There's a lot more to go. Italy needs a lot of structural reform. You've got a lot of political challenges. Can you tell me how you're going to get all of this done?
Obviously, it's a first step, the decision to invite the popular banks, the cooperative banks, to become normal banks. The first 10 banks in this field have 80 months to transform the company.
But your task is additionally complicated by the retirement of President Napolitano. You're going to have a new presidential election over the next couple of weeks, I think. Can you tell us how that is going to? You work closely with President Napolitano. Who do you think is going to be the next president? Who are the candidates? Who would you like to be president?
I think my favorite candidate is not simply a man or a woman. Is a personality who can maintain the profile of constitution. So, in Italy, the president is not a player. Barack Obama is a player. François Hollande is a player because they lead the government. In Italy, as in Germany, the president of the republic is a referee, not a player. So we must choose a very important referee. Obviously, if there are problems, if there are discussions, there are troubles in the Italian politics, as happened in 2011 in November in Italy after the resignation of Berlusconi and the new government of Monti, the role of President of the Republic is very, very, very important. So we must choose a good man or good woman, very able with a good respect of institution, and with an incredible legacy of Giorgio Napolitano. I'm confident, but obviously the name is not in the Wall Street Journal. The name is in the Italian Parliament.
But if I have to say, as a football fan myself, it's good to have a referee who's on your side, and you presumably would like to have an ally. I'd like to have a president who is at least going to perhaps help you in the reform process. Yes.
I think is very important. Help Italy, not help my government.
Germany's position seems to be that the rest of Europe, particularly the southern countries, it's all up to them. You need to do more. You get your budgets under control, structural reform, more austerity. Germany carry on doing what it's doing. Do you think Germany should carry on doing what it's doing, or does Germany need to do more, either in terms of helping through the Bundesbank, what the ECB is doing, or does Germany need to do more reform of its own economy to open it up to so that not everybody can perform in the way Germany does?
If I speak about the role of Bundesbank or Banca d'Italia of ECB, I'm against the treaties and the laws of Europe. So I respect this independence. Flexibility is always present in the history of Europe. Without flexibility, Berlin wasn't beautiful as today beautiful. Without flexibility, Italy, but also Netherlands, Denmark, France, UK, don't have the quality of life of today. And maybe without flexibility, also East Europe don't enter in this process. So I think flexibility is the magic word in this moment. I don't explain to ECB, Bundesbank, Banca d'Italia the next steps. I know the only way for Europe is change direction in economic and invest in the growth. Barack Obama, but also David Cameron. So to different parties, show ourselves a different position and a different investment in economy could really change the GDP and the performance of macroeconomics.
Both the UK and the US have significantly reduced their deficits over the last few years. The UK from over 10% of GDP down to about 6 or 7. The US deficit is down to less than 3% of GDP. As you say, your deficit is healthy, but your public debt is very, very high relative to GDP. So austerity did seem to work. At least in the UK, you listen to David Cameron and George Osborne, who's here this week. They'll tell you that is the way to go. You get your budget under control. You take the kind of tough decisions you have to do. You cut public spending, and the UK is the fastest growing economy in Europe.
In Italy, we have an asset and two problems. The first problem is the public debt, 2 trillion euro. And our asset is a great ability by families and also by state to have a lot of wealth and in general private savings, $4 trillion. So 4 trillion euros, sorry. We have the double.
But they're almost the same now. So
I hope.
Euros.
This is very important for us. Yes.
You like to see the euro go down to parity with the
yes,
dollar?
because my dream is the parity.
Right.
For Expo, but also for the quality of, for us, for Italy, will be a great year for 3 reasons. Structural reforms, cost, parity, currency, relation with the dollar and the euro, and also the oil prices, because obviously this is very important for a country as Italy who import a lot of energy. So this is a very important year.
Very quickly, 2 more quick questions. One on prices. Prices are falling across Europe, falling in Italy. Is it a good thing, or are you concerned about deflation?
We stay in deflation, and unfortunately, the deflation for us started from 2000, I think, maybe 2013, maybe 2013. And so for us is a problem also for the debt, obviously, because a country with a high debt have a problem with the deflation. But I think the oil prices is a great idea, a great thing for economy. Why? Because with this, one of the problem of competitiveness in Italy is the cost of energy, 30% more than other countries in Europe, because we have a lot of import. So I'm worried for deflation, yes, but I think oil and gas prices is a great thing for us. Obviously, we have some problem, for example, with Eni, one of the most important company in Italy, but maybe they prefer a cost of oil and gas higher. I prefer lower. I discussed with my friend Claudio Descalzi, and I prefer a lower cost of oil and gas.
Very quickly, final question on security, if I may. We saw these terrible attacks in Paris 2 weeks ago, big outpouring of sympathy, and people talking about the need for stronger security. There was also a discussion, though, a broader political discussion about how well and how effectively Europe is really assimilating minorities, in particular Muslims. And do you think Europe has many people across Europe, in Germany, in the UK, in France, think there is a real problem with radical Islamism that has to be tackled? You haven't had so much of a problem with that in Italy, but what's your view about that? What does Europe need to do? Because we've had so many of these attacks now in Spain, in France, in the UK, in the Netherlands, in Belgium. What does Europe need to do to tackle this problem?
First of all, Italy is in different situation for the presence of second generation of immigrants. And for the lack of a number very high of foreign fighters. But this not means Italy is out of problems, and we are we are very high level of attention. We are a risk as other countries in Europe, and so we are very, very prudent. Now is the moment to invest in a strategy more important. In other words, first of all, we must absolutely share every type of information. Second, we must absolutely have a similar process of intelligence, because it's impossible to have the same currency, but don't share the information of intelligence and the police team. Third, I believe we must refuse the demagogic attack. I have just one example about it. Marine Le Pen said, "Oh, this is the time in which we must absolutely close the Schengen agreement." Yes, but the killer are born in France, grow up in France, loved in France, play soccer in France, stay in the jail in France. So what means the decision to close Schengen? Close Schengen, it's not the solution about this problem.
Prime Minister, thank you very much indeed. I know you're very busy. Thank you for joining us.